What is up, you guys? It is Jessica, doing things differently, and today I have a new video or a new update. There's a few updates that I just kind of want to get you guys caught up on, just so that you know. If I haven't already told you, I have moved into a new home, so things have been crazy hectic. You know, just moving in general can be hard, but then adding everything else on top of it. The house is like a fixer-upper. We had 2 homes to move, so it has been crazy. So what this video is about, as you've seen by the title, is an update on my teeth. So, okay, so a little quick. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch it. I'm not going to go into massive detail, but a little quick update. I think in around November I got my teeth pulled. It was before any of the holidays happened. I got them pulled. I had to wait 6 months to get my permanents, but right after getting them pulled, they put in temporaries, which were awful. I never wore them. I think I wore them for the first 2 days like recommended, and then I took them out and everything was so sore that I wasn't able to get them back in. And then once I was not so sore anymore, when I put them in, they looked absolutely ridiculous. I went back for a couple adjustments. Nothing really worked. Didn't know I could go back for any more until later on. And I was just completely, devastated. But I was like, you know what? 6 months, not a long time at all. I'll get my permanents. Everything will be fine. Well, I went in. I got my permanents. I wasn't happy with them. I told him I wasn't happy with them. He said, well, why don't we go ahead and get them made? Because at the time it was only the wax try-on. He's like, let's get them made. If you're still unhappy with them once they're made, then, we'll go from there. Cool. So then, basically, like I said, go back and look at the other videos. But, so I go back in, I get them. I'm like, no, they're still, veering to the left a little bit. They're off-centered to my face. I want my 2 front teeth to line up with my nose. The middle of my 2 front teeth I want to line up with my face, which to me doesn't seem like that big of a thing. But as you will find out, it was a huge thing. So he's like, wear them for a week. They might adjust, they can wiggle around, they're not going to be super tight. So just give it a minute. Cool. So I did it for a week. I go back and I'm like, yeah, it feels like when I wear them, it actually shifts even more to the left, making it to where it's like extremely off-centered in my mouth. Not to mention, I feel like I had an underbite a little bit. So I just was like, these can't be right. They looked good. I will give them that. So he takes them. He's like, let's make another mold. Let's do another wax try-on. So I go in for that. And when I go back in for the first wax try-ons, I'm like, no, they're still all centered. And he every single time he'd look at me and say, no, they're fine. No. And I'm like, The problem is that the girl, his assistant, would come in. She'd give me the wax try-on. She would tell me to try it on, see if it were what I wanted it to look like, and then we would get the doctor. So every time I would try them on and I would show the girl, she would say, oh, yeah, I see what you mean, right? Then the dentist would come in. I would explain it to him, or my boyfriend would explain it to him, and he would look and he'd be like, no, they're centered. Your smile is right on in the center of your mouth. Everything is centered. Everything looks good.
Are you blind?
So the first time I was like, absolutely not. No, I can't do it. I think at that time I had like a breakdown, and then he's like, okay, we'll remake them, come back in I don't know, two more days. So I did. I come back, that's this previous time, and I tried them on, and I'm like, they're still off. And he's like, no, they're not off. When they get in your mouth, they're going to shift a little bit. So no, because they weren't that far off. They weren't as far off as the first ones, but the first ones were pretty far off. Second ones, I mean, I didn't love them, but I did agree to, because he said they would shift around a little bit. I'm thinking, well, maybe I'll get good luck and they'll shift the correct way, right? No. So I go back in today, and before I went in, I called a different Aspen Dental, and I said, listen, what can I do, right? Everything that's happened, I went ahead and explained everything to him, and I'm like, at this point, I'm not sure what to do, right? So I basically what was told to me was, you know, because that's not our office, we're not their office manager, we don't really know what you can do at this point. However, when you go in today, talk to the office manager, get your, you know, the things that could be done, and, you know, find out your options. So before I even saw the doctor today, I said, I talked to the front desk lady, I talked to the office manager, and I'm like, I'm just not happy. Like, I feel, so I already have problems with men and authority in a way, specifically men who like tell me what to do or shut me down. I then shut down, right? I have that because of my past relationships. All the men, most of the men, I should say, figures in my life have all been very derogatory, very shut you down, very what you have to say is not important, I'm superior type thing. So the dentist was kind of like that. And I will say, he was never outright rude to my face. But the way he would just say, no, 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 no. Basically, you're wrong, right? I'm correct. These are good. And at one point, he even said, there's nothing I can do about that. Like, there's nothing I can do to make that more straight. Like, that's as straight as it's going to get. And when I went in there today, I'm like, I'm not trying to be a pain in the ass. I'm trying to get something that I'm happy with. And I'm not asking for perfection, but I am asking for, at least, for my midline to be center to my face, right? I couldn't get that from him. So he comes in. Right before he comes in, I hear the assistant go get him in, and she's like, you know, Jessica's here for her, you know, her permanent try-ons, and he's like, well, it's about damn time. It's been about a month now. We've been doing this for like a month now, or something to that effect. And I'm like, probably not that necessary, right? So I try them on again. I tell them, like, I don't know. To me, it's still not in the straight, like, in, you know, straight to my face, and I don't want them. I never, actually, I said, they're not straight to my face still. Like, what? Like, why are we having such a problem with getting it lined up to my face? What's the problem, right? And she was like, yeah, I see what you mean. I'll go get the doctor. And I'm like, oh, great. Like, in my head. I was never rude to him. So she goes and gets him. He's like, you've got to be kidding me. And like, I could hear her talking, but I couldn't hear what she was saying. And he's like, oh my God, I don't know. What am I going to do with her? I get it. I'm frustrated too. I'm the one walking around without teeth in my mouth when I'm not even 40, right? I'm the one who put my trust, faith, and money into you, and you've not given me a product, right? I'm the one who has to go out places and feel self-conscious, or take pictures and only pose from certain directions, or not take pictures at all because I'm so ashamed and so embarrassed. So don't, you know what I mean? Like, don't do that. Don't do that. At this point, I'm extremely anxious. I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do. He comes in and he's like, okay, how you like him? You like him? And I was like, it's still off. And he's like, okay, let me see. And he's, the whole time he's like, like, you can like hear him. And I'm like sitting there looking at my boyfriend like, are you kidding? And I could tell he's getting mad at this point. And I'm like, you know, I don't want to cause the scene. Like, I want to be respectful, and he's very respectful, and like, I don't want this to go south. Like, I need him to understand that this is not okay in no way, shape, form. And like, either we're going to get him right or I'm not, right? So he asked me to bite a couple times, and he's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, it's not centered with my face. I'm like, I don't understand. Like, why can't we do this? He's like, I can't do that. Get her a refund. And walked out. And I was like, what? I'm like, so we're done? And he's like, yeah, we're done. And he didn't look at me. He threw up his hand and he walked out. And I'm like, wow. So I go talk to the girl at the front desk who's the office manager. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't want perfect because I know that's unrealistic. But what I do want is for them to be centered to my face. And I don't know if it's like a pride issue with him. He doesn't like to admit that he's wrong. Maybe he doesn't see it. And that's okay too. But because you don't see it, and everybody else around me, including myself, can see it, then we're not the problem.
I see. I'm the problem.
You know what I mean? Like a whole room full of people see it, but one person doesn't. Who's the problem? You know what I mean?
I'm the problem. I'm the problem.
And it didn't have to turn derogatory, in my opinion. In my mind, it didn't have to be derogatory. In my mind, fix it for me. You know? Like, just, like, make it straight. I don't know. Anyway, so, couldn't do that. He didn't want to talk to me anymore. He didn't go up front. So, the office manager said, now, what I told you before, which was get the teeth, get 2 adjustments, and then you can come and request a refund. But we have to be able to do that in order for them to say, okay, she tried, she got the adjustments, she's still unhappy, now we will refund her. But because the doctor pretty much kicked me out, in a sense, and said, there's nothing else I can do for you, I can't do what you're asking me to do, to me, basically, it's impossible. You're no longer my patient. So because that happened, it's actually a little bit better on my end in the fact that I can now get a refund without having to go through that process. But my problem is that I still have nothing. They did not give me a refund because their computer system is down, and it's been down, and they have no idea how long it will take to come back up. But they've been trying every day for almost a month and nothing. So you're telling me that I have no idea when I'm going to get that refund. There's no time frame, and I have nothing to lead with. So I can't express to you how unhappy, how frustrating, how just like defeated I feel, and how it just makes me feel like, wow, you know, like, I can't believe this is happening. I have bad luck with a good majority of things, but I couldn't even have like thought this up. You know what I mean? I could never have thought it would go this bad. Again, I could never expect what happened to have happened. I could never expect for him to have said, I'm done, we're done, go get your refund, I don't care, like, I'm done. Like, I could have never ever expected that. And I also, in the same way, I don't really know what to do from here. The office manager did suggest that I go to a different Aspen Dental. She said that that's not the first complaint they've gotten about him, that it doesn't surprise her, and that basically if I wanted a really good bedside manner dentist, to go to the one in an opposing city, because she highly recommends them. What does that say about you if your staff won't even recommend you? If your staff is agreeing with patients, like, what does that say? To me, that says a lot, right? However, it is what it is. I am where I am. I'm upset and everything, but like in the same way, I'm like, let's go somewhere else. Let's get started. You know what I mean? But I can't do that until I get a refund, because I'm not made of money, and money doesn't go on trees. So I'm just waiting patiently, and hopefully it works out, you know. But I just wanted to give you guys an update so you know what was going on. You know why I didn't upload videos. You know why I'm like kind of sporadically uploading and it's not as consistent as I would like it to be. I do apologize for that. But at the moment, I mean, I don't have anywhere to do it, and my house is a mess. Everything is a mess right now. So just bear with me. I promise they will start getting out more on a regular basis here soon. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel. Make sure you hit that notification bell for every time I upload another video. Make sure you like, comment, and share the video. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye!